Anything that has not existed in your heart cannot exist in your hand. Can you read it again? Are you getting it? Anything you have not pictured, you can never realize. How many people are looking for thousands of congregation following them? Can I see your hand? I mean committed followers, thousands. 1,000, 2,000, 3,000, 4,000. Global harvest. Thank you. You can bring those hands down. The first thing you must do is to imagine it and ask yourself, how is it possible? If you want to know how it is possible, ask yourself a simple question. Apart from grace, what gift does Baba Adeboye has? Apart from grace, he's not your grace mate. Don't equate yourself with him. But apart from grace, what gift does Baba Adeboye has? He cannot prophesy. I've never seen him doing raw deliverance. And as I'm talking to you, he has over 2 million pastors. Pastors alone are over 2 million. And I began to study his life. The first thing he did was, he can never look low upon anybody. Number 2, he will never focus on somebody's weakness. He's always focusing on what he can do to help that person out of his weakness. Number 3, he gives opportunity to all. He's not the Alpha and Omega in Redeem. Maybe he will preach twice a whole month. Whenever pastors are bonding, they don't become. Nobody is coming to watch you. We don't gather in church to watch people. We gather in church to grow. So when you come to church, learn to make people. Go back, give them opportunity. Don't ever say they don't know how to do it. Allow them to do it. Pick the fault, correct them, let them do it again. The reason why you are promoted is because your teacher poured you. True of us. And anybody that repeats a class has ability to learn better than the person that was promoted. So, I am actually talking to you in the name of God Almighty. If you are going back, forgive all those sons you have placed in your blacklist. I will tell you why. Jesus Christ was working with 12 disciples. Among the 12, who was the best? Peter. John the Beloved. What is the impact that he ever created in the life of Jesus? Was he not the first man that ran? When they came to capture him, I said, that's what I want to establish. That if Jesus had watched at their weaknesses, he would have never walked with them. Why? So what is the positive aspect he ever created? No, what is the essence of occupying space without impact? Judas, the one that Jesus called a thief. What I am saying is that none of them is the worst. None of them is the worst. Neither the best. Jesus was the best. He was the one that carried them. Are you understanding it? I am only saying that most of the people that are coming around has weaknesses. Don't focus on the weaknesses. Know that a church is a human garage that God brings people to mend. So if you are not ready to mend the errors or the loose souls, then don't ever be a pastor. Jesus Christ, in his infinite wisdom, knew that Judas Iscariot was a thief. And yet, for 3.5 years, he gave him the bag to carry money. Jesus. They said not because he loved the poor, but because he was a thief. Yet you gave him the bag. Jesus. Can I ask you a simple question? Can I ask you a simple question? If God does not trust angels, neither star, nor any saint, why did he call you to become a pastor? Why did that God have to look at you with your past, your mess? Some of us even picked up from the mess. He did not pick up when we changed. He picked up from the mess. And engraced us. And we are only helped by God. We are not actually qualified. He's just helping us. No, think about it. What I am saying is that, please, you don't have excuse. When you go, love the people that followed you. When you go back, love the people. Do you know why? Proverbs 28:10. He said, but pastor, what about the part where they cost me? Let me go up and come. Proverbs 28:10. Carry on.
A rich man may be wise in his own eyes.
A rich man may be wise in his own eyes. Do you understand? A rich man will be wise in his own sight. But a fool man, a man that is fool, will only get understanding through his own eyes. A man has his eyes, but he cannot see. Another person will be using his eyes. Sir, wisdom does not come by experience. Wisdom comes by learning from experience. If you say experience is the best teacher, which lesson did those who died learn from death that they have come to tell you? Is it not experience? They have experienced death. And you say it's the best teacher. Did they come to tell you? So, learning from experience is the best teacher. The lessons you learn from experience. That somebody is not sincere and you think only grace that have sought me out that have not died. It's only grace that have sought me out that have not been expired. Please don't follow this road. Follow this road. I've walked to this road and this is success. I've walked to this road and it has helped me. I've walked to this road, it has not helped me. Don't go this way. Go this way. God did not bring people around you to mold them into your problem. God actually brings people around you to help them out of the problem. I hope we are talking. Can we go? Can somebody read quickly? Are we there? Anything that has not existed in your heart cannot exist in your hand. The resources you need to bring it to pass is in God's hand. And there is no amount of requests big enough to dent God's account. Are you getting it? Is it not God that says, ask and it shall be given unto you? Why are you asking? God brings souls. God is asking how many? Papa Paul, are you getting it? 2 women were asking God for a child. One delayed for 25 years. The other one went today and got it the same year. What's the difference? Sarah went to God, God, if you can give me a child. God said, okay, you're not ready. Hannah went to God, God, give me a male child. One went with the request, open check, God, you feel it. God said, I'm not your boy. Hannah went there, God, give me a male child. I will give him to you. God said, this is what I was looking for. You just come to God. He said, whatever you ask in my name. Is it not God that says that the harvest is plenteous, but the laborers are few? Call unto the God of the harvest to bring what? More laborers. Can you pray for 2,000 members, 3,000, 4,000? So even if you see 10 or 20 in your church, don't be convinced that those are your members. Be telling yourself, these are my workers. My members are yet to come. Raise the 10 to 30. Raise the 30 to 50. Raise the 50 to 100. Raise the 100 to 200. Raise the 200 to 1,000. Raise the 1,000 to 2,000. You can do it. I believe in you. God believes in you. That's why you are here. Because you can change your world overnight. This year, you will carry fire to run throughout your generation. And nothing can hinder you. In the name of Jesus. You can do it. Don't allow anybody to tell you. You can do it. You can go to the street. You can do it. Respect me, I'm a man of God. But sir, I'm a fellow worker like you. I don't know if you understand what I'm trying to say. Do you know one day an angel appeared to Paul and Paul wanted to prostrate. He said, don't bow before me, for I'm a servant like you. Are you getting what I'm saying? Sir, love me, respect me, honor me because of grace, but don't worship me. Do not. I don't have anything. He has everything. He has everything. And is the only one that is qualified to make your destiny and your ministry. I know as I'm talking to somebody now, somebody is rising up from here and picking up the excess of the destiny. I don't know where you dropped it, but you are going to pick it up and you are going to shake your world. I'm telling you the truth. There are men presently here. This is not rebellious, but this is direction. There are men presently here who are not even born to serve. That is why you are struggling. Are you understanding it?
Yes, sir.
That is why you are suffering. That is why you are struggling. I know there are men that are called to serve. And if you say you are not serving, you will lose your wife and lose your daughters. I want to explain it to you. There are some who are called to be not servants, but general overseers. And there are some who are called to be servants and not general overseers. An example is this. that as long as Lot was serving under Abraham, his cattle will grow, his name will be famed, his land will be expanded, things will happen very well for him. But the day he detached himself from Abraham, his cattle died, his men left him, his 2 daughters became immoral, his wife became a pillar of salt. But as long as the prophet Nehemiah was still serving, he will never become, until he have to go and start to build the walls of Jerusalem. God has a responsibility endowed into your hand. My question is not how you're going. My question is, what is the vision that God has placed into your hand? Is it a complementing vision or a fulfilling vision? Is it a vision that you have to go and fulfill, or a vision that you have to complement another person? Forget about that. The greatest joy is obedience to his word. What has he said to you? Pastors are languishing today because we don't know how to separate with fathers easily and peaceably. We only know how to hit fathers and run, even when God has called you, sir. But respect, humor, and God's delivery is better. That you go to him, kneel down, tell him, this is what I am hearing, but I cannot understand the language. Like Samuel did, that I've heard the words, Samuel, Samuel, is it you? Is it you? He said, no, go back to him. When you hear that voice again, say, speak, Lord, for thy servant heareth. Because anyhow, if the father who has raised you does not release you, I'm not saying you will not succeed, but the distance will be long. Am I talking to somebody? The distance. So everything is in God's hands. So no matter the request, I don't know what you want to ask God for in this season. Go and expand your church. Expand it. How are you going to expand it? Expand it on internet. Expand it on study. Expand it on prayers. Expand it on fasting. Expand it on evangelism. Expand it on help ministry. Don't ever do church without concentrating on help ministry. That church will not grow. Help ministry is very important. There are times, sir, if you don't let nobody know, all the one way they lead praise, they get small thing. Because Bible says, let everything be done perfectly and in. So if you get somebody where they patch in voice out of key and in key, just imagine you get one praise and worshiper, the keyboard they go so, in they go so. My brother, which blow you defend? Hello? I'm telling you. Not for money that they do this thing, but there are times encourage them. Cherish that department. This choir and instrumental department, this part, cherish it. Cherish your intercessors. Don't give room for them to be lazy. Set them on fire. Let them pray with you. Let them pray for you. Let them pray for the church. Let them pray for the people. Set them on fire. Give them opportunity. Hello? Some of us, you have intercessors and you don't even have respect for them. If they're not praying, the other person they pray. Now one gets away pray. There are men that are called to pray. It's a gift. There are men, if they open their mouth, heaven will respond. And there are other people, if they start to pray, everybody will be sitting. Now let intercessor can't appear. By the time start prayer, man of God, you know they first sit down. Now they God call them. When you identify one and you church, hold out with 2 hands. Because people they can at church for different purposes. Some man they come for prayer. Some man they come for music. Some man they come for the word. Not all man they come for the word. So tell them they say, when they preach, some man will be offended. You go to preach, so some man say, I'm in the park. But you cannot change the gospel. But when praise and worship don't come, find a man of God. If they forget in pain. When intercessor give one prayer point with the church hand, all side go the jump. When you go back, you are not the Alpha and the Omega. Christ is the Alpha and Omega. Hold your place of preaching, thank you. But give room to the others to operate well. Give them rooms to operate. Do you know why? The glory of a king is in his people. So you are not a pastor until you have people. And you become a better pastor by the number of people that are following you. I hope I'm talking to somebody. Please, we're about to close. I cannot complete this one today. Can we go? God will bring people and resources to make it a reality. On the peak of every dream, there are 4 dream killers and dream snatchers. These are you there? Number 1, 2, 3, 4. What are the 4 dream killers? The day I was ordained as a pastor of a ministry, my mother, who led me to Jesus, Mrs. Teresa Duwai, came to me and said, Pastor Tamba, now that you have decided to become a pastor, how can I survive? I said to her that the Lord will provide himself. Mama insisted, can't you be working at the same time pastoring? I am sold out to God and nothing can hinder me from serving him. I replied, the love of your family may tend to hinder you from doing that which God has called you into. Imagine you having a wife and kids, and one morning he just told you, God just told you, tomorrow I want to go down to a village. A king is about to die in unrighteousness, and I need that soul. And your wife will tell you, darling, I'm not against your ministry, but before you go, it is written, you know, pastor's wife knows scripture. 1 Timothy chapter number 5 verse 8, that a man that cannot take care of his house is worse than an if he there. So if you are going, how are you leaving the house, Mr. Pastor? Mr. Pastor, so how do you think we'll survive? Okay, Pastor, I'm not saying you should not go, but remember the fees. They just reminded me yesterday, which of course you know is a lie. They just reminded me yesterday of Jatu's fees. And if you don't pay, she will not go to school again. All right, Pastor, I know. Do you know why she's asking you for money? Now, it is because you have money. That's why you want to go to village. and you'll be, I don't know what to do. You know what to do. Anytime God gives you instruction and you are married, don't take the instruction easily. Talk to God to talk to your wife. It is not an insult. Kneel down, Father, touch her heart. I'll present that talk to her. But if there's any way, use it to bring the talk to me. You will see in the morning, you'll be sitting. You say, Daddy, didn't you think we need to be going on mission? Now would they tell you. Meanwhile, young God don't talk. And he say, darling, I don't know now the money issue. How is this so good one? Meanwhile, this is your happy. But you want to do everything. I'm the one that God called. Who is you? Oh. She's the maker and the destroyer of your ministry. Who is he? Okay. It's not who she. Make sure you relate well. If you see that this is what she's fighting for, my brother, you were not born with anything. It is the one who has long life that has property and children. Don't die before your time. Go and fulfill ministry. Laze with your wife. Laze with your family. I know, pastors, pride has taken over us. But I'm telling you, nobody is made to sit in one place. God can wake you overnight to go to one village. The cathedral you are putting on is not for you. The problem with you is that you want to compete with the high boys in the city. The bigger boys in the city. So that's why you have now sent your child to 190 million Leon school per term. Or you don't know we have it. In this country, we have 19 million Leon school per term. It is closer to my place. So pastor just sent him Peking for one time. $30 by this garage. All right. Now, excuse me. If you have paid 36 million per term, you just pay this week, and the other week God says you should go to the village. How will you take that child to that village? So have you seen how we are disobeying God? Because of pride of life. Most times when we hear from God, we dishonor it. God said, you don't understand. If you understand. Pastor Paul, live to please God at the cost of anything. Nothing matters in this world like Elohim. Are you getting it? I'm actually talking to the soul of somebody. Because your destiny must be made. Your destiny must be made. Whether you are misunderstood by anybody, don't give up on your dream. My pastor friend used to give me shoes and clothes. Maybe because I was not good enough to be in their class. While others do it to give me a better look. Whichever way it was, I didn't fall for dressing or the things of this world. So I did not go out of the way of God to be like others. Pastors, I hope you are hearing it. Don't go out of the way to be like anybody. You are that which God says you are. Preach the way you can. Love the way you can. Don't imitate anybody. Ministry is hard. You don't know how hard it is until you press much and see a little result. And that is not the will of God for you. Because I cannot destroy my dream for the stew of Jacob. How many people are here that does not want to destroy their dream for the stew of Jacob? Who destroyed his destiny for the dream, for the stew of Jacob? Esau. The reason why he destroyed his destiny for the stew of Jacob is very simple. Can I show you the reason? God knows the end from the beginning. And God look at them and say, Jacob have I loved, Esau. They say, can God hate a man? No. God saw the heart and the character. Jacob and